Hi guys, today we're going to take up the Undead Dragon Seal in the Feru Brass Ascension hunting areas, and this will be recommended for level 600 plus monk. So, first off to start with, before I even dive into the results, there's a couple of flaws here. So, just to be clear, in this video, we will be looking at this flaw. This is like this first flaw that you see when you come in. I actually think this one is better and easier and more comfortable to hunt for the monk. However, we also have this lower level, which is theoretically scales a little bit higher. So if you're in like a duo or a team hunt, or like you're really high level, you would actually go here. It doesn't change much else for the rest of the guide because the monster densities are similar and the damage taken is similar, etc. But yeah, I'm just clarifying. We will be looking at this little area here. This is where I hunted, and this is what I would recommend. But there is also this other area that you can consider going to as well if you want to. So first of all, we have a couple of analyzers here. The analyzer on the left for me was before full charms. I think this was before I had charms on health flayers and on the dragons. And here is the analyzer with full charms as soon as I unlocked full charms. As you can see, we went from about 5.7 to about 6 kk raw. However, this is, I think, with a couple of animus on the Hellflay and Blightwalker, but not on the dragon or the Vexclaw. So the raw experience overall, I'm going to quote, is about 5.7 kk per hour. The expected loot is okay. It's somewhere around 1.2 kk per hour as well. So both results are kind of okay, pretty good, but nothing really that incredible. However, the thing that to really pay attention to is the difficulty. I actually myself died here a couple of times. Now, the problem is it's not because I was underleveled or because this place is somehow insanely difficult. The reason is the paralyze, especially on this lower level. This is where I started off hunting. The paralyzes can be very tricky in certain rooms, and you get giga paralyzed, and you do a diagonal while paralyzed and you get surrounded by 8 monsters, you die. So this is the main reason where this difficulty comes from. If you ignore the paralyzes and you just do your wall boxes and with a reasonable number of creatures on you, it's not so bad. The difficulty comes from having to watch out for the paralyzes. So basically, do not do diagonals, and just always be careful for paralyzes. Maybe hug walls, stay close to walls. So even if you get paralyzed, your utmost wall boxing. So keep that in mind. But overall, this means that I give this rating only B for bestiary because the results are okayish, but not amazing. But considering the low quality of life due to the paralyzers, I don't think I would ever recommend this place really outside of the bestiary. I did my Undead Dragon bestiary here, and then I just left it. I'm not planning to come here again. Maybe if like the Undead Dragon or Blightwalker were boosted, maybe this place would be good enough to come more to. But overall, I think it's just an alternative bestiary spot with high difficulty and okay results. Bestiary wise, I'll take about 12 hours for Blightwalkers, 10 hours for Undead Dragons, 17 hours for Hellflayers. However, I recommend you finish those somewhere else. You'll presumably be doing some other bestiaries at Feru Seals and Hellflayers. Hellflayers are everywhere, so you may as well just do those there. So requirements, I recommend level 600 plus, like I said. I actually hunted here a lot earlier than that, but I think 600 plus, due to the difficulty of the paralyzers, I think 600 plus is advisable. You will need to begin Feru Ascension quest. Honestly, to get this first area, I don't even think you need to do any of the quests. You basically just need to come to the Feru Ascension. If you want to come to the lower level, you will actually need to like do a little quest in here, like collect a couple of items, do a little blood ritual, whatever. Not very difficult, doesn't take very long, but something to keep in mind. This place can be effectively hunted by monks, knights, and paladins. Definitely druids, sorcerer, I don't think so. With the way how everything, only one monster runs away, but due to like the paralyzers and the healing of the monsters, and you can't exactly be kiting 30 monsters as a mage here, because you will just die due to the paralyzers and get boxed. So overall, I don't think this is very good for mages solo, to be honest. I think it's maybe doable for like a sorcerer, but wouldn't recommend it. Duos is okay, full team hunt probably not. It's not enough respawn. Recommending movements all standard. No protection imbue really necessary. Fire or death would help, of course, but it's not really very much fire or death. So up to you. And actually, anti-paralyze or speed imbue boots and boots would be very helpful. So if you are planning to come here, and actually going to hunt here for like 10 plus hours and do the full bestiary in one go, I would definitely consider sticking one of those imbues into your boots. Probably anti-paralyze would be better. Yeah, that would maybe help hunting here, make it a bit easier. Recommend weapon type is energy. Supplies per hour about 1600 ultimates, 6 Transcendence Potions. For the charms, my recommended setup is Divine Wrath on Undead Dragon, Wound on Blightwalker, Zap on Hellflay, and Freeze on Vexclaw. Obviously, I mentioned this is already, I think this is a bestiary spot, so you probably won't end up, really having a proper charm setup, but something to keep in mind. The most important one is probably Zap on Hellflay if you do have Hellflayers unlocked. For the wheel, I would recommend Tier 2 Ascetic or Tier 2 Outburst here. Both are pretty good and pretty close. I personally use Tier 2 Ascetic, but Tier 2 Outburst also good. Any leftover points you can put into lesser gems, ideally with flat hit points, and the character in the video you'll see is a level 591 monk with 113 fist and 48 magic level. So for the route, I'm not going to go into this one too much. I'll just show you either. Like, the route is very basic. There's something like this was my route when I tried to do this lower level. Obviously, this is like a dead end here. You can also go in here if you want to. You can go a bit deeper in here. So it's nothing super complicated. But yeah, basically something like this if you do decide to go to this place. However, as I mentioned, this is actually the place where I hunted. So you're coming through here. You'll do a little pull in here or whatever, but only once, then you don't come here again. And then you go through here, and you can do a little pull from here just to keep it easy, not overdo it. Then you can go through, and you've got a nice little crevice here in the wall, so you can do like a little $5 there. Then you go through in here. You need to be kind of careful in this room. There's quite a lot of monsters here, so if you get paralyzed in a bad spot, it's kind of tricky. But like usually I'll go and I'll finish my $5 here by like this little grave or whatever this is. Then I'll go down, and I'll usually do a $5 here on the wall just before going through the corridor. Then I'll go through the corridor and do a little $5 here by this little crevice in the wall there. Now, the next part is probably, again, another really quite dangerous one. I always struggled in this room, so it's good to actually split it into two. So you can either come in and just do like a small pull over here to start with, or you can go in and do like a little pull in here, but there's no real wall box situation in here. It's kind of tough to find a place where to wall box. However, if you just go in guns blazing and you get like everything and you try and wall box, it's very hard. Like, there's a lot of monsters I always had to like energy ring swap and stuff. So I would just recommend just be taking it a little easy, coming in here, killing like 5-6 monsters, and then like going in again and doing another one, killing 6 monsters here, and then you just restart. Go up here, do a little mini box there, and move on. And this is okay. Respawn absolutely keeps up. Bestiary pretty fast. If you take it easy enough, it's not so bad. Just don't overdo it. Like, this is the risk. Like, this place is not actually that difficult if you respect it. Like, when I first came here, I didn't respect it. I was like going in, guns blazing, and I died twice within like the first, few levels. So suggest against doing that. Suggest taking it easy. It's just a bestiary spot. Doesn't matter if you do 5%, slower than most optimal. But yeah, overall, okay place. Results are okay. It's just kind of quality of life is kind of average here. So yeah, anyway, definitely a solid bestiary spot. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. Play the video now, and see you next one. Bye-bye.